Alright, so I'm going to be making a kale pesto today. Just picked up kale from Trader Joe's. Got organic garlic, and actually it's not organic. Then I have pinoli, raw pinoles, and I got potato gnocchi, and olive oil, and also we got pecorino romano cheese. So the first thing we want to do is get the kale ready. So the first thing we want to do with the kale, they're already chopped up. So we just want to peel off all the leaves here, right off the stem. If the stem is not too big, you can actually just use a knife, like kind of like this one here. You could just take a knife and then just cut off the edge of it a little bit, because you don't want it to be too thick when you blend it in the blender. You just throw all these bits out. That's all pretty good. Okay, so I just finished. I did about half of the bag, and I got boiling water here. I'm just going to throw it in for literally like a minute. And then after that, once that's in there for about a minute, I got a bowl here with ice, and we're just going to dump it in. Alright, so it's been about a minute, and I'm just going to take it out, drain it a little bit. Now I'm just boiling it because unlike basil's like really thin, has really thin leaves when you make a basil pesto. But with kale, the leaves are a bit tougher. So you want to like boil it a little bit just so it, loosens up a bit. And that's why we cut off the stem, or else we'd have to boil it longer. But we don't want to boil this because this is more of a, want it to be more raw, not cooked. So I let it cool off a bit in here, and I'm just going to drain out all the water. Take a little break real quick, get a little snack. Spicy. So basically now the next step is to drain out all the water as much as possible. And still got some ice cubes in there. Just going to put it on this paper towel. You want to get it as dry as possible. Alright, so we're about as dry as we're going to get. I'm just going to bring it to the cutting board. And what I want to do is just cut it up a little bit into little pieces before I put it into the blender. So there's no need to cut it that fine, because the blender is going to do all the work for you. So here I have some garlic. I'm just going to cut it into a little bit smaller pieces, maybe into three pieces, depending on the size. And so I'm using about like what, maybe eight cloves of garlic. And these are so tiny that they don't even need to be cut. So I'm gonna make this kale pesto using, my eye, just from my head. I don't have measurements or anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with a little bit of oil in the blender. But we're gonna start off with a little bit. We might have to add more because this tends to get kind of thick with the pesto, the kale. So we're using extra virgin olive oil. It's pretty good stuff. So this is just going to go in. Now this is not my recipe, so the first time I've seen this recipe, my dad made it on his YouTube channel, or Sada Recipes. I really just wanted to test out this like how you can cook first person using Google Glass, and it's pretty cool because I filmed one of his videos about a week ago. He made a few different things. So now we're just gonna, we got the garlic and the pesto, the garlic and the kale in the blender. I'm gonna add a few pinoles. Open up this bag. Maybe about a handful, or less than a handful. See if we could look inside. So that's basically what it looks like right now. We're definitely gonna have to add more oil, but I'm gonna blend this first and we'll see what happens. All right, so we're gonna start off blending low. Let's take a quick look. All right, so that didn't do anything at all because we're gonna need some more olive oil in there. So what I want to do now is add some dried chili pepper, make it a little bit spicier. Just gonna toss one in, just like that, and I'm gonna blend that real quick, and then we're gonna add the pecorino cheese. Oop. Or I'm gonna add some pecorino cheese, not too much, because I'm gonna top it off later with some of this. It just gives it a little bit more flavor. So I'm gonna finish up this blend one more time. All right, should be done. Now I got my water boiling for the gnocchi, and it's almost done. Hopefully it's all blended evenly. I'm just gonna put a little bit, tiny bit of little salt in there. Not much. It's pink sea salt. All right, the water's boiling. I'm gonna add the gnocchi. And I'm also going to add just a little bit of salt. And we'll let that boil for a bit. So the gnocchi are starting to float, and it's gonna, basically we're gonna let it cook for like maybe another minute or two. Then it should be done. So I just tasted one and it's basically perfect. So I'm gonna turn this off and strain it. Okay, let's set up the dish. Put a few in here. Grab my pesto. Mix it up a little bit. Top it off. You don't need too much. That's enough. I will put a little pecorino cheese. Looks really, really good. Amazing. Very tasty. So a lot of you might be used to, you know, like a basil pesto. Maybe you've never tried kale pesto or kale, but you definitely got to try it. It's really, really good. Just get some kale and just make it. All right, thanks for watching.